Oh god, it's so ugly. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, the clouds. Ew. Okay, this one's my fault. It's just plain vanilla. No shaders, no texture packs. Oh my god. We have updated to 23W07A. Woo! Oh god. It's funny, I actually used to play like this back whenever I was playing on my laptop, but after I got a custom PC, I got all the fixins and I haven't looked back since. I do actually kind of want y'all's feedback on this though. I don't know if it's causation or correlation, but all the Minecraft YouTubers that I watch, they play with just regular vanilla. They don't use shaders or whatnot. In the last episode, which I think was a few months ago now, we built this epic tree farm here based off of Dusty Dude's design. I built a shell around it, put the TNT duper inside of a bee. It's pretty sick. Let me show you real quick. Oh god, it's the back. Nobody wants to see this stuff. Ooh. Head down. And from that, I believe we got 37. It was just like a few seconds there, so I mean, that is really fast. In this episode, I'd really like to explore the snapshot and get to a few unfinished projects that are lying around over here. All of them. We haven't finished anything. There's a lot of exploring involved with this update. I have a really cool trick on how I want to get back to my base while I'm traveling. But I'm going to need some obsidian first, so I'm going to need to go to the end real quick. Ah, we're here. Here we go. All right, there we go. I got a pancake. All right, there we go. I took out a pancake-sized slice of this obsidian tower. That should hold us for now. We're back. Okay, I think I have everything I need together. All right, so let's get this. And let's head off somewhere way this way. Because I don't want those chunks to be loaded. Okay, now I place minecart. Another minecart. Oh, did you go in? What? Oh, can minecarts not go through portals anymore? Well, you go through. Come on. Oh, no. Minecarts can't go through portals anymore, so I had to find a new chunk loader design. And I used Ilmango's design because that was the next easiest one for me to do. But there's a major issue with what I am trying to do, which y'all don't know yet. Nard showed me this on the Block Breaking SMP server. This is literally the coolest thing ever. But we were using it in 1.19.2, and apparently something has changed, and now it needs to be redesigned, unfortunately. So, I only have one single ender pearl, so we're going to have to pull it off with just this. Fishing rod. Pressure plate. F. Ender pearl. Down. Please do not hit. Okay. This thing's already running. But a major flaw is that I'm going to pick up whatever item is being shot out of this. So hopefully I can put an item into the system fast enough. Okay. What did I... There. I immediately... Okay. We need to do this fast. Okay, there. And step away. Okay. The chunk loader's running. Let's put this in our inventory. Hopefully that worked. But now I'm stuck in it. Oh, this is a terrible spot for this portal to be. Go through here. This will take us to the base. Alright, so we're here. And over there, those chunks are unloaded. So, if I pull out my handy-dandy fishing rod, I really want to see if this is going to work. This is going to be a lot more difficult to use since there's a chunk loader that you break every single time you go through it. But let's see if the chunk loader was working well enough for me to pull this off. Oh yeah, it worked. Fun little trick not many people know with Enderman. is if you stare them directly in the face, they will not attack you. I don't suggest this because the second you look away, they're going to come and attack you, but I think it's really interesting how this works. All right. Time for you to die, boy. Woo! 3. How about that? You could do that. Alright, I think we have everything we need to be able to do this journey. Alright, so let's do the little fishing rod trick. Okay, stick. Okay, that should be going. Alright, now we're back here. We can just start going and see what we can find, and then if we ever run into trouble, then all we have to do is use the fishing rod and come back home. Alright, let's go. The plan is I'm going to try and go in a direction I haven't gone before. Yeah, I can feel the lag this way, so I'm assuming this is the good direction to go. I don't think I actually have any dripstone, so this is a really good find. I totally just realized that you have to add the data pack for the new snapshot nowadays. And I did not do that, obviously. So I ran out half my elytra expecting to find a cherry blossom biome by now. And none of them are going to spawn because I didn't even add the data pack. Oh, this sucks. Okay. Well, poop. It appears Minecraft has pulled out all the stops to prevent me from playing this snapshot on an existing world, which friggin' sucks. But there is still a bunch of features that I can toy around with that don't involve the new cherry blossom biome or the sniffer or the camel. Oh, that was going to be so fun. Well, it's a very good thing I did this fishing rod. Please, God, work. Oh, no! Oh, no. Oh, is it because I left the world? I still have half durability. I think I can make my way back. Where am I? Negative 6,000, 3,000. Okay, I think if I head this way. I think if I head this-ish way, we'll just eventually run into it. Okay, we're back home. Made it with enough durability. 99 left. Yep. One of the cool new features coming in the new update is that hoppers now interact with the jukeboxes. How cool is that? And of course, they also remove them, but you have to wait until the song is completely over. So let's speed this up. And there you have it. See? But let's say you wanted to take out the disc before the song is done. Let me throw down a rail right here and a minecart with hopper. See, it's playing. Push this in. Stops. So there is a way to take it out before it's done. My favorite new feature, let me pull this out, is we can get a comparator output out of the discs. How big is the signal for Ward? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. You see, that doesn't go all the way to 15. Every single disc has its own length of signal. Hang on, this is way too loud. Which means that we can make a really cool randomizer. This will be complicated right now. You're getting a redstone signal output out of this. That is no bueno. For example, let's say we put a jukebox right here. Ward in it. Powers that piston. That's fine. That's fine. But here's where things get tricky. There is absolutely nothing powering this piston now. I can't update it or anything to fix it. Yeah, look. It hasn't updated that piston, so it's getting quasi-connectivity. Look, even if I take out the disc, This thing isn't even outputting redstone signal anymore. See? Yet this is still powered. Until now. Because of quasi-connectivity. Which is annoying. It's extremely annoying. I do not want quasi-connectivity out of a jukebox. But let's say that quasi-connectivity was not an issue. Then we could come up with some really cool designs. Let's put a dropper like this. Jukebox here. Hopper. Hopper. Block. Okay, torch. Also like a button. Okay. Let's say we had 9 discs in here. I could click this button. Get a disc in here. And then I will be receiving a random output out of the jukebox, which I could then put into, let's say, a red coder to get a random signal out of it. Oh my, okay, there we go. But unfortunately what happens, because the stupid quasi-connectivity, is that this dropper is getting quasi-connectivity. You have to activate the dropper 2 times to get a disk into here because of the quasi-connectivity issues, which sucks. But look at this. This is literally like the smallest little randomizer you could ever imagine. The drawbacks of this design is you have to listen to a song every time you want a random signal. You have to listen to the full length of the song until the next redstone output can be submitted. To eliminate the issue of having to go through the entire song before you can submit a new output, I came up with this cheeky little design right here, which uses a minecart hopper. So I click this, it puts a disk in, goes back down, and immediately takes the disk out. And you could just do that over and over again with different disks in here, taking out different outputs. But an issue with this design, 1, you get a pulse for your random output, and 2, this will only work in this snapshot because this is utilizing the fact that there is quasi-connectivity. If there was no quasi-connectivity, then this dropper would fire twice because this detector rail is getting fired twice. I've been kind of keeping this a secret from you guys because I'm a little bit embarrassed by this, but all the villagers have died. My little makeshift ghetto setup is barren. I didn't know that pillagers, they'll come here anyway on a mushroom island. I thought they wouldn't. So I wasn't really very careful about it. I just kind of like had it out in the open. I was like, well, no mobs are going to spawn. I'm in the middle of a huge mushroom island. And I didn't even think pillagers, that would be a thing either, because I never see them. But after they had died, I thought it was a baby zombie that somehow managed to get up here from my mob farm that I created. And then I randomly find pillagers walking around at one point. And I was like, shoot! These guys got killed by pillagers. You gotta be kidding me. So, that means that we gotta get villagers back in here. And I do not plan to go thousands of blocks again to bring villagers all the way from another island all the way over to here. Very, very far distance. It was horrible the first time. I don't want to do it a second time. So instead, we're going to get the villagers that are inside of this iron golem head, transport them down there, and then breed them up again. I'm going to actually put a roof on this thing so they don't get mutilated again. And then once we have enough bred up, obviously I can put 2 of them back in here. And then this farm will be working again. Very annoying, but life in Minecraft without the villagers is a life I don't want to live right now. So let's get that fixed. Alright, so we got the villager breeder up and working again. We got the villagers all the way from the iron farm down here so they can breed up. And it's working like magic. And while I've been working on this, it got me thinking. Y'all are probably wondering why I have such a makeshift, awful setup for the villagers. Why do you do this? Well, the answer will probably surprise you. I have such a deep respect for the villagers. They provide us almost all the items in the game. I mean, they've practically made mining diamonds completely pointless. You can trade for your diamond tools. You can get your enchanted books from the librarians. You can get quartz from the villagers. You can get redstone from the villagers. You can get terracotta from the villagers. You can get almost anything from the villagers. They are the most important asset in your Minecraft world. So, since they're the most important asset in your Minecraft world, I'd want them to have the best setup in my Minecraft world. I want to make the most humane villager trading system in Minecraft. Gone are the days that you put a villager into their little villager slot and just go up and get whatever items you need from them. They can't even sleep. They're practically slaves. My system, they're going to have a bed. They're going to have a home. They're going to have a workplace. They're going to travel between their home, their workplace, every day. They're practically going to live exactly how we do in our real lives. That's all great, Kai, but when are we talking here? I mean, you haven't finished any of the projects in the world so far. Well, you got me there. It's probably going to be a while from now. I got to get more established before I get started with that. But to answer some questions, shoot off some ideas, let me know what you guys think. It's been a little while. Kai, why is all your stuff up and moved? I'll answer that in a moment. Check it out. We got villagers again. We got ourselves some unbreaking, mending, power. Good work, guys. I got villagers back in the system, so the iron farm's back up and running. Look at the woo, DED dead. But I've been hard at work. I have been doing a lot of work off camera. I was determined. I was ready. I had to finish one project. Everything else, I haven't finished anything. I had to finish one. So I did. The first thing we built in this world. The 4-in-1 farm. Technically 5-in-1 now. I threw in this little thing. The issue with the system before is the items were not getting sorted. They were just kind of being dumped into a chest, and then I'd be sitting here and there would just be all these items just floating around all over the place. You see that one right there? Make that like 50. That's how it always was, and it was annoying. I wasn't getting all the drops that I deserved. So I put in a system that sorts them, and I'm pretty proud of this. I'm sure you'll have seen silo storage before. You usually have comparators taking outputs out of the chest, and then they activate lamps that show how much of the storage is full. I love silo storage. I love being able to see how many items you have. But what I usually don't really like about silo storage is that you have to use redstone lamps, and redstone lamps. They don't look too good whenever you're using them as a big display. They look good as like one block, but you stack them all on top of each other and make a pillar of them. It's not my thing. Also, it can't be color-coded. So I made a system where you can see how much is full with blocks instead. So right here, this is our melons. So this is telling us that back there we have a double chest that has melons inside of it. Once that one fills up and it starts filling up the next double chest, this terracotta will be pushed over to here, And we'll see that we have 2. If we have less items, it'll go down. And I was scouring the internet to see if somebody else had done this already. And I couldn't find anybody that did one that was like fairly compact. So I went into a creative world and designed it myself. I'm going to go back there so you can see. I made myself a little bit of a door right here instead of putting glass so I can get in. So it's very simple. Yeah. You just have a line of chests. Take your comparator output out of it. Put it into redstone. And that activates the piston. The thing that made it a little bit more complex, which is why I'm assuming that people haven't come up with one so compact before, is that let's say it goes back down, you have to push the item back to the other side, which means that you have to activate the other side whenever it goes down. And if you're talking about chest, all on top of each other, that becomes very difficult. So the way I got around that is I did like kind of like a zipper system. I used, instead of like one side is all the color of it being full and the other side is not full, I kind of went zigzagging so that I could use the space more efficiently. Otherwise, a comparator would have to be directly on top of this comparator, which is not possible. So, comparator, zigs down. And then to get the output from the other side, I just have this go into a note block that goes into an observer and activates this redstone that powers this piston. And that triggers it so it can go back. I got all the items that before were going into a chest, and I put them into an auto dropper. So it just shoots everything out into this water stream, shoots it up a bubble column, and then up here, okay, get us out of this pickle. Okay, there we go. Then it goes into these hoppers, which are sorted. A bit difficult to traverse through here. Okay, more item. Keep going. I can't fit through there, but it goes to there, and that's where the melons get sorted. And then after that, my overflow is right after it. The next hopper over, it puts them into another auto dropper that shoots them into this water stream and drops it in the lava. So another way we could test this is by throwing in something that's not being sorted. So I got a bunch of coal on me. Let's throw a bunch of coal there. Oh, I'm picking it up. Okay, but you can see it gets shot out into the lava. So that keeps us from having any issues with overflow. One thing that's not sorted out of the 4-in-1 farm, if you remember, there's also a sugarcane farm. But the sugarcane farm is not an automatic farm because I don't see a purpose in making an automatic sugarcane farm. You hardly need any. So I put this chimney up here that's actually connected to a hopper chain that goes down into this one right here. Let's see if I can... Ooh, this is another way to do it. There's a hopper chain up there that goes down into this chest up here and brings it all the way down. You can see we got this much. I personally don't really see us ever like getting this one that filled because I never really need that much sugarcane. I've never really needed that much. So I imagine it's just going to stay like however much we got in the barrel. I don't think it's even going to be more than a barrel's worth. You can also see that I've changed up the design a bunch. I like the old design. I think maybe I got a little bit too crazy with the colors. So I kind of reeled back on that so that it didn't take all your attention away from everything else. I might have failed a little bit at that because I actually think it looks a lot better now. And now I'm just like, wow, look at that. So now I'm like, my eyes are just drawn to it. But maybe it's just because it's the most recent thing I built. It could just be that. But yeah, I changed up the color scheme. The reason I did that was because I wanted this to be as compact as possible. So I left the pistons exposed, and what looked best with the pistons were these trapdoors. It looked really cool. And then I noticed it really does not look good with the color scheme we had prior, so I went and changed it up. I muted it out a little bit, used a little bit more of a earth tone look. I also threw in a quick little farm right over here. This is actually, I'm sure I'm going to be making another bamboo farm. This is mostly just because I thought it would look nice right here, because we had just this empty wall. So I imagine we're going to have more stuff going this way. We're going to be walking this path. And I'd really like, I really wanted something nice to look at right here. And I could have just done some decorative bamboo, but I thought, you know, why not make it a 5-in-1 farm? Why not? Just to make it fun. So I got these observers sending power into these pistons, and I used the, let's go down here. I used, oh, you can't see. Okay, I'm gonna have to break this block. I used the trick where you send a log, you push a log into some leaves, and it sends updates to observers. So I just have a daylight sensor right here. It sends power into this piston, pushes up the block, and then that sends updates to the observers that activate the pistons. So it's a super simple system. Like, that's about as simple as it can possibly get. I wasn't looking for efficiency. I just wanted something pretty right there, so don't judge me. You can actually see the second auto dropper right there peeping through this dormer right here. I had to build it up so I could fit it right in that spot. I tried to hide it away at first, but I really like the look if you can get redstone to be exposed and still look really good. And I was able to fit that auto dropper right there, and I left it exposed instead of extending it out. And I think it looks really cool, you know? And it's fun, like, whenever you eventually will get to see it run. Nothing's overflowed yet. The first thing that will is going to be these melons, because you get a butt ton of melons. I also had an idea of putting some blocks right in the center of the sugarcane farm that cannot be destroyed by TNT. And then I'd be able to shoot something over there, a target block or some kind of bud update detector or something. And TNT would get launched outside of the chest of this iron golem and then land directly in the center block. And I tested this in creative. This square right here is like the perfect size that if I wanted to do something like that, it would practically break all of the sugarcane, but not break any of the blocks. So it's like perfectly designed for something like that by accident. If you remember where all this new storage tech is, that's where all our stuff was. That's where we had everything before. Man, we've been moving it a lot. I remember one time it was over there. It was over there at one point. Then we moved it over here. And now its new home, for the time being, is now in here. And this time I actually tried to sort it a little bit, because every time I needed an item, it was all through every single chest just to find like one item. And maybe I didn't even have the item, and then I'd go back through it and be like, did I miss it? Did I miss it? Now I know for sure. I have all these chests, and I'm trying to label them and color code them so that I can efficiently find these items. Obviously, this is not the system that I plan to have long term, but it's going to really help me out for the time being to have all this stuff sorted. I've also started to plant some jungle trees, because if you remember, the plan of the base is that it was going to be engulfed by a jungle. It was going to be part of a jungle, because I love the jungle biome. And I started that process, and I think I started it in the worst place I could have started it, because it looks really awkward right over here. Because I started doing that snowy look right over here for Christmas. I made it Christmas themed ish, because I was really in the holiday mood, and this direction started going snowy, alien snowy ish. This lush jungle right behind all the snow. It's just weird. So I'm probably gonna try and do something creative that way to make it look less weird. But I really want to encase this area by something for the moment. Obviously, I'm gonna be expanding, and as I expand, whatever I surrounded the area in, I'm gonna have to take it down. But I think the area will just feel a lot more unified if it's encased by something. Because I do a bunch of random stuff. So I feel like a lot of the stuff I do makes things feel like they don't act as a unit. And I really want it to feel like this is all one. We're one big base. Well, now that I rambled on for about 5 minutes or so, this episode is getting up there in time, so I ought to cut it off. Yeah, I ought to cut it off. It's been going on too long. I got to get back on the block breaking server. I got stuff I got to do on there, and then I got stuff I got to do here, and busy. Things to do, things to do. Get ready for more uploads, more uploads. This one took me a little bit longer than it usually does because finishing projects is hard, man. Finishing projects is hard. It's so easy to start them, so hard to finish them. Well, with that being said, sayonara, Sea Dogs.